This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
Tonight, a community rallies behind a 13-year-old girl after she loses her leg. She was hit by a train in Granite City almost a week ago, and the outpouring of support continues. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
I'm Kelly Jackson. 8th grader Serenity McMillan is a student at Coolidge Junior High School. Justina Cornell learned more today about what happened and how the community will help moving forward. Justina.
Mike and Kelly, Granite City police say Friday evening, shortly before 6:30, crews responded to a call in the 2900 block of Missouri Avenue. Police say Serenity McMillan was walking and trying to cross the train tracks. Once first responders arrived, they found the teen with life-threatening injuries and immediately began rendering aid. Her mom made a GoFundMe saying her daughter Serenity lost both of her legs. She wrote, "Serenity has a long road of healing and recovery, but she is so strong," and said, quote, "I know she will make it through this stronger than she was before." Beyond the GoFundMe, a Granite City restaurant is also hosting a fundraiser next week, and the Granite City mayor tells me he isn't surprised by the outpour of support by his community. He's also grateful for the first responders at the scene.
They did a magnificent job that night to save that young girl's life, and I'm not sure she'd be here without them as well. There's a lot of tragedy in this, and we'll come together as a community and we'll get this family through it, and this girl will be a part of us forever.
Nick's Bar is hosting that fundraiser next week in Granite City from 11 to 7. All the proceeds from their taco sales will go to Serenity. If you'd like to donate to the GoFundMe, you can head to our website, ksdk.com, and go to the section As Seen on TV.
A Shell gas station in St. Louis is closing because of crime. This is part of a settlement after 2 lawsuits were filed against the business. The lawsuits called it a nuisance property. Police say the gas station had nearly 600 calls for service in the last 2 years. Today, we talked to a resident who helped file one of those lawsuits more than 2 years ago.
It has just been an unresolved nuisance that has burdened downtown St. Louis until its impending closure this summer.
The gas station is set to close by August 1st. No other gas stations or convenience stores are allowed to be built there in the future.
Right now, police are looking for a driver who crashed into a school bus in St. Louis. This happened this afternoon near Union and Highland in the Kingsway West neighborhood. The bus is operated by Missouri Central School Bus Company, which runs routes for St. Louis Public Schools. 20 students from Compton Drew Middle School were on the bus at the time of the crash. A driver hit the front right wheel and then drove off. Police tell us one student was treated for a headache.
Today, O.J. Simpson's family announced he died after battling prostate cancer.
The former NFL star was once acquitted of murdering his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman. Stephanie Elam takes a look back on his rise and fall.
O.J. Simpson soared to fame as number 32 for the Buffalo Bills.
I'm sorry for all of it.
And plummeted to infamy as inmate number 1027820 in the Nevada Department of Corrections. In between, Simpson led a life filled with more surreal drama than all of his various film and TV projects combined.
OJ, are you a suspect? Come on.
Mass media experts say Simpson's sensational televised low-speed chase,
I have OJ in the car.
arrest and murder trial
Doesn't fit, you must acquit.
stand as the first reality show, and perhaps the greatest 3-ring television phenomenon ever. At one point, the world heard O.J. Simpson's ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, say,
"I don't want to stay on the line. He's going to beat the shit." Wait a minute.
Then later, Simpson was charged with the horrific murders by knife of Nicole and her friend Ron Goldman.
Ron and Nicole were butchered.
The trial made lawyers and even witnesses household names.
Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
When the jury freed Simpson, celebration erupted in parts of Los Angeles. But Simpson would never recapture his idol status. Simpson first sprinted into the national spotlight as the Heisman Trophy-winning running back at the University of Southern California. Then 11 spectacular years with the NFL vaulted him to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Simpson cashed in on the popularity, becoming a pitchman for Hertz and an actor, becoming well known for the Naked Gun movies.
O.J. Simpson, as you've never seen him before.
Simpson played a lawman on screen and ran into trouble with the courts off screen. He lost the multi-million-dollar wrongful death suit brought by the families of his ex-wife and Ron Goldman, then moved to Florida.
And after that, Simpson had several run-ins with the law in Florida and Las Vegas. He spent 9 years in a Nevada prison for that armed robbery attempt before being released on parole.
Now it's time for our weather first forecast. It's been a windy day around St. Louis.
So let's check in with meteorologist Jim Castillo. Jim?
Yeah, hey guys. So we had 1¼ inches of rainfall at Lambert, about 2 inches in Deloge. Then the wind picked up, and some of the wind gusts peaking to 41 miles an hour at Scott Air Force Base today. So the current wind speeds and gusts still over 30 miles an hour. This wind is not going to calm down until we get to Friday night. So expect that wind and the wind gust as high as 35 miles an hour tonight into Friday. But the rain chances are beginning to diminish. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Weather First Doppler radar showing just a few specks from Alton all the way to Caseyville, and most of them east of the Mississippi. Nothing severe, a real quick shower and some clearing as we get into tonight. But low pressure still causing a tornado watch to our east. And on the back side of this, still some thunder shower activity trying to reach us. So we'll talk more about our weekend forecast. A huge warm up is in store, and I'll tell you how high those numbers are going to go.
Our Weather First team keeps the forecast updated online. You can always text the word weather to 314-425-5355 for a link.
For the first time ever, the EPA has announced regulations on forever chemicals, or PFAS, in our drinking water.
5 on your side's Holden Kowicki joins us live in Wood River, Illinois. And Holden, people are asking, is our water safe to drink?
Well, Mike, Kelly, that's yet to be determined by the EPA. But according to the Environmental Working Group, a number of local water systems have high levels of PFAS in the system, and that includes right here in Wood River. Though PFAS are in items that we use every day, the EPA has stated that there is no safe level of exposure, which is why all utilities across the country must now test for 6 different types of forever chemicals in our drinking water in an effort to eliminate them from the system. According to the EPA, these new regulations will reduce chemical exposure for millions of Americans and prevent thousands of illnesses and deaths. Melanie Benish, Vice President of Environmental Working Group, says these regulations are long overdue.
This is actually the first time that the EPA has been able to use their authority under the 1996 amendments to the Safe Drinking Water Act to regulate new contaminants. So it is historic on a number of levels. But most importantly, it means that the drinking water coming out of the tap is going to be safer for more than 100 million Americans.
Utilities companies now have 3 years to provide testing data to the EPA and 5 years to come into compliance. Despite being listed as one of more than 220 chemical producers by the EPA, well, I did confirm with an EPA spokesman today that Wood River Refinery does not release any of these forever chemicals into the environment. Reporting live in Wood River, Holden Kowicki, 5 on your side.
Coming up, local students using artificial intelligence in schools, but not in the way you might think. We take a look at the new tool they've created.
Federal funding to fight crime in St. Louis. Tonight we explain where the extra money would go.